Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Zoo Exhibit Tours. Today, for the first time, I will be touring the incredible Pairi Daiza. Commonly rated and referred to as the best zoo in Europe, Pairi Daiza is a breathtaking spectacle for visitors. Today we will be touring one of the zoo's greatest exhibits in my opinion, the Kingdom of Ganesha. Focused on the environment of Southeast Asia, the Kingdom of Ganesha is home to an amazing variety of species and it boasts incredible architecture. So, without any further ado, let's begin the tour. There are multiple routes and entrances that you can take for this exhibit, but I will be following the most conventional route. I deem this huge temple archway called the Bayon Gate to be the exhibit's main entrance. Walking through the archway, you are met with the long climb to the top of the hill, which eventually reaches the Palace of the Elephants. You are surrounded by Southeast Asian architecture and vibrant foliage. Before venturing up the hill, on the right side of the path is the exhibit's first animal. The path takes you into a dark building where the enclosure itself is the main source of light. Welcome to the Temple of the Tiger. This uniquely designed enclosure is home to a pair of white tigers. This enclosure can be viewed through glass windows initially, and if you follow the path around, you can get an open-air view of it. You view these tigers from a Southeast Asian themed building built with grey stone bricks and pillars. Despite being quite small and open, this enclosure immerses you into Southeast Asian culture, with the tigers appearing to have taken over an Asian palace. Featuring a large pool, temple steps and pillars, and a large palace door, this enclosure perfectly introduces you to the Kingdom of Ganesha. The enclosure that can be seen next door to the White Tiger one as soon as you enter the building used to house multiple rescue lions, which have since been moved to the Big Cat Sanctuary. I believe that once the White Tigers had access to this part, so maybe this will be the case again soon. It should be noted that white tigers in zoos face many health problems due to past inbreeding and overexpression of genes. It is important that the breeding of these cats is fully prevented in order to stop future problems for individuals. If you continue to follow the path past the open-air white tiger viewing, you exit the building and reach the next enclosure. This is a mixed species enclosure, home to river buffalo and the critically endangered Vizian warty pig. This enclosure once again has fantastic theming and can be viewed from ground level and from above by walking up steps on its left side. Once at the top, you encounter a recreation of the unique farming terraces that occur in Southeast Asia, where water buffaloes are often utilised. This is a very striking and immersive feature of this exhibit. Unfortunately, I don't think the animals can access this area, which would have been a very cool addition. To keep a simple and logical flow to this exhibit, it is time to backtrack to the main entrance path at the base of the hill. Walking up the hill past the white tigers we saw earlier, the path brings you to another enclosure for a striking big cat. Home to some of Pairi Daiza's latest arrivals, this is an enclosure for 3 black leopards. The enclosure's viewing area design reflects the white tiger enclosure, with large grey stone bricks, pillars and carvings into the walls. Also like the white tiger enclosure again, the black leopard enclosure itself is quite small and open, but it does have some interesting features. These include a pool, large climbing structures and temple walls which can be partly accessed by the leopards. Two young females and a young male call this enclosure home and are highly energetic and active individuals, making for great viewing. The enclosure is sloped and it can be viewed from this bottom area through multiple glass windows, as well as from other views that we will see later. Now it is time to rejoin the main entrance path again and continue uphill. On your left, as you are walking up the hill, you can get a side look into the black leopard enclosure. When you reach the top of the hill, you are met with this impressive view. Welcome to the Elephant Palace. At this point, I think it should be obvious that this exhibit has some of the best zoo theming in the world, and it's going to get even better. Before we explore the Elephant Palace, if you follow the path to the left, you can get a final look into the black leopard enclosure from above. Opposite the black leopards is the first of many outdoor Asian elephant enclosures. This enclosure, along with another to the right of it, are connected in the centre by the large Elephant Palace building. Both enclosures are of a reasonable size, and elephants are housed in here during different parts of the day. The zoo is home to a huge number of Asian elephants that are split into multiple groups, and we will see more of their outdoor enclosures later on in the video. The path takes you up to the palace, where you can look into the indoor elephant area. After taking in the views of the Elephant Palace, another large feature catches your eye. Next to a big enclosure with many tall climbing structures, a huge Asian structure named the Flower Temple lies. This is the centerpiece of the Kingdom of Ganesha and is one of the most impressive architectural elements I've ever seen in a zoo. Featuring a large spire, waterfalls, vibrant plants, and elephant statues, this temple is the indoor area for the zoo's Sumatran orangutans and connects to their outdoor enclosure, which we will see properly in a moment. You can both enter and walk on top of this temple. Multiple steps take you up to what I believe is the highest point of the zoo. You can get sweeping views of the entire zoo, as well as a look down on the Sumatran orangutan outdoor island, which is actually multiple islands connected together. You can also get a good view of the rest of the Kingdom of Ganesha exhibit. Entering this temple instantly immerses you into a different world. Surrounded by stark white stone walls, it really feels like you are walking through the halls of a palace. Eventually you reach the indoor area for the orangutans, and the white stone theme fuses with their enclosure design, which creates a very unique environment for both the orangutans and the visitors. You follow a similar hallway to exit the building that you did when entering, but before going fully outside, you are presented with the outdoor Sumatran orangutan enclosure again through large glass windows. And following the path out of the building gives you an open area view of the enclosure, which you can fully walk around. This enclosure is also inhabited by multiple Asian small-clawed otters, which makes it a unique mixed species exhibit. Now, this is not the only enclosure for the zoo's orangutans. Following the path past this first enclosure and to the left leads you to the house of the Artisan, a large wooden structure which features another indoor orangutan area and is attached to a second outdoor island for these apes. The design of this second orangutan facility is unique to the first and features multiple indoor rooms for the apes. The outdoor island enclosure is smaller than the first one, but still has nice elements, including a waterfall. The theming of this house has incredible attention to detail, reflecting the entirety of the Kingdom of Ganesha. After the second and final orangutan enclosure, and after leaving the house of the Artisan, the path takes you back to the Elephant Palace. But before reaching it, you can take a right and head to an elevated pathway. This walkway eventually leads you to the main Asian elephant enclosure, which is approximately a massive 3.5 acres in size. This enclosure features so much wide open space, as well as multiple feeding huts with holes in. I assume that these contain food and can be accessed by the elephants using their trunks. A large pool is also included in this enclosure, however on my visit it was not filled. From this elevated walkway, in the distance you can also see the bull Asian elephant enclosure, home to multiple male individuals. These impressive elephants can be seen better from the zoo's train ride that goes right by their enclosure. After taking in the views of the expansive Asian elephant enclosures, the elevated path leads you back to the second orangutan enclosure that we saw earlier, and you are on the upstairs floor of the house of the Artisan. Now it is time to reach the final part of the Kingdom of Ganesha. To reach this lesser known area, you follow the path straight down from the house of the Artisan until you reach a building with multiple glass windows. Inside these windows is the world's largest lizard, the Komodo dragon. Just to the left of these windows is a small path that leads to an open-air view that looks down into a large open-topped primate enclosure. This sloped enclosure is home to the Sulawesi crested macaque, which unfortunately I did not see on my visit. This enclosure can also be viewed from a ground-level view through large glass windows. Following the path off to the right of the Komodo Dragon House takes you to the final enclosure in the Kingdom of Ganesha. This small sandy and rocky enclosure, with a nice overhanging canopy of branches, is home to the crested porcupine. If you continue to follow the path's direction away from the Komodo Dragon House and now the porcupines, you reach the Southeast Asian farming terraces and the water buffalo and water pig enclosure that we saw at the start of the video. So that is everything that makes up the Kingdom of Ganesha at Pairi Daiza. As stated earlier, this zoo exhibit truly has some of the best theming that I've ever seen, and you genuinely can get lost in it. This is why it was so hard to find a logical flow to this exhibit, as there are so many pathways and entrances and exits. I'm sure that there are even a few small theming elements that I've actually missed, as the exhibit is so complex and packed with features. The exhibit boasts this complexity and theming along with an amazing lineup of species. I will say that some of the enclosures are small however, such as the two big cat enclosures. So, I really hope that you have enjoyed this exciting episode of Zoo Exhibit Tours. Thank you for watching.